So guys, in the last part, we learned how to add gradients and shadows to shapes in Canvas. But today, we're taking it to the next level. We'll be adding text with stunning effects like gradients, shadows, and stroke outlines to make it look even cooler. So let's jump right in. So before we move forward, if you need the source code for any of my YouTube videos or playlists, you can visit my Patreon. There you'll find over 200 plus commands and systems, all well organized in collections, available at a very affordable price. And if you're looking for complete bots, you can check out my Patreon shop where you'll find many custom bots. You can also support me there. All right, so we have opened our Visual Studio Code, and since real-time preview isn't available, I will create a file named index.html inside the src/commands/canvas folder. We will use this canvas to see the real-time preview. So I'll quickly set this up and then explain everything to you. And yes, don't worry, because the code will be almost the same, just a few things will be different. I'll also explain how to write this in the bot's code, so don't worry. All right, so we have written the code here, and there's no need to be confused at all. You can do the same thing in your bot's command file or anywhere else. I'm just doing this here to show the preview, and only 2-3 things are different, which I'll explain to you. To create a canvas in the bot file, we use create canvas, but here we have used the canvas tag. In the bot file, we set the canvas width and height using create canvas, whereas here we have defined them differently. In JavaScript, we usually write the script inside the script tag, which we've done here. Since we've created the canvas in HTML, we accessed it using document.getElementById so that we can draw on it. Other than that, everything else is the same. But still, at the end, I'll show you how to write the same code in the bot file so that you don't get confused. All right, now let's write the next part of the code. First, we'll learn how to add a gradient to text. So let me open the preview first. And yes, now it looks much cleaner. If you've watched part 4, you already know how this works. And it'll be easier for you to understand. Before applying the gradient, let's quickly create a shape, something we always need to do. So we set fill style to white and drew a rectangle shape. Now, to create the gradient, we first define a variable named gradient. Then, using ctext.createLinearGradient, comma, we set it up. I won't explain this part again since I already did in the last part. Next, we need to define the colors. The first color is the starting color, so we use gradient.addColorStop, 0, color code. You can also use a color name instead of a code. For the second in color, we use gradient.addColorStop, 1, color_code. Now that our gradient is set up, we need to write the text. First, we define the font style using cthex.font bold 40 px Arial. Then, we set the text style using ctx.fillStyle gradient. You see, it's that simple. Finally, we use ctx.fillText to draw the text. We pass the text first, followed by the x coordinate, 300, and the y coordinate, 80. And now, as you can see, it's showing up very nice. So, as you can see, the text is getting cut off a bit. To center it properly, we'll use ctx.textAlign=center, and this will align it correctly. We'll also slightly reduce the font size, and now it looks nice and properly displayed. So right now, you can see that we have added 2 colors, 0 and 1. The 0 means the starting color, and 1 means the ending color. We can also add more colors in between. For that, we will use gradient.addColorStop, 0.5, red. And now a red color appears in the middle. Very cool. Similarly, you can add multiple colors from 0 to 1. For example, if I want to add white as well, I will use gradient.addColorStop, 0.1, white. So this is how you can do it. It's totally up to you. Now let's learn how to create a second text with a shadow. For adding a shadow to the text, the first thing we need to do is set up the shadow. Just like we did in the previous video, we will define shadow color, then shadow blur, followed by shadow offset X and shadow offset Y. After that, we need to write the text. For this, we will use ctx.fillStyle to set the text color and then define the color along with the X and Y coordinates. Now you can see that the text is displayed properly. Congratulations! You have now learned how to add both gradient and shadow to text. Now let's see how to add a stroke effect to the text. All right, so for the stroke effect, the first thing we need to do is define the stroke line width using ctx.linewidth. Next, we set the stroke color using ctx.strokestyle. Then we simply use ctx.stroketext to write the text, specifying the text itself along with the x and y coordinates. As you can see, it's extremely simple. You might also notice that the shadow is still being applied to this text. That's because we set the shadow earlier, and it's affecting this as well. To remove it, we just need to set ctx.shadowColor to transparent. Now you can see that the shadow is gone. I hope you found this video helpful. Now let me quickly show you how to write the same code in your bot. I'll create a file named canvas text and write the basic command code inside it. Here's the code. You can see that it's 90% similar. The only difference is how we create the canvas, and we just add a little code for the bot's reply. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.